start back off with that right there because we're live. Or should we introduce ourselves first?
That's probably better.
Probably introduce ourselves. Hey guys, Chris Beshek, Dripping Springs Home Team here. As always, Monday evening, after hours real estate with Stephen Babcock of Babcock Mortgage. I kind of feel like an announcer.
Babcock Mortgage. That's good. I could do
Babcock
that.
Mortgage.
Someday.
No, he's with Benchmark. He's with Benchmark Mortgage, but he is his own dude. He runs his own office. He's kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal.
I'll take it. I'm okay with that. That's fine. That's fine.
Anyway, we get
to work with me. So,
yeah. We get together Monday afternoons and talk a little bit about beer, and then we talk a little bit about of real estate. Not much real estate, more mortgage, and today evidently we're going to talk about a dog.
Yeah, I sent you an email actually. If you wanted to bring up.
Oh, you sent it. Yeah. So anyway, Stephen was just about to tell me. I think he's mentioned before, but we weren't here last week. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way.
I get the dog. Yeah, thank you, sir. You as well. Happy Thanksgiving. What did you do for Thanksgiving, and what are you thankful for?
Man, I wake up every morning. I am just extremely, extremely lucky and extremely blessed. Pretty much just beyond pale. I mean, my wife keeps putting up with me. She lets me do videos like this with you, or I drink beer at 5:00 on a Monday, and and I got a dog down here gnawing on a rib bone. And man, I mean, we didn't get to see much family this Thanksgiving because my dad ended up catching COVID. And he's
how do they do that for?
I don't know. He likes to live on the edge. He's 77 and just likes to, do stuff. But
let's go.
Yeah, why not?
That's
but sorry, yeah, man, he's good. He had
did he get COVID like Trump, or did he get COVID, like an ICU kind of thing?
I guess it was like Trump, because at this point he's coming out saying that he's immune and stuff, so he went deer hunting.
Should have come over to visit you, I guess, too, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
we should probably introduce our beers too. But
yeah. No, he said it was kind of like a bad cold, and he's cool. So, what are you drinking?
Something I found today. I like lagers and pale ales, and
yeah.
I don't even know what this is.
Allstat. That's made in Fredericksburg, Texas.
Must be why I love it so much. It's actually really good.
Yeah, I've heard great things about their brewery. One thing that's interesting, and I don't know if this is true, this may just be kind of wives' tale, but I was told that family, the dad of the guy that owns the brewery, I was told he has more money than the Catholic Church. And I know that's a reference that'll make you laugh. So anyway.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And I mean, he's evidently supposed to be fairly well off. And I think that he told his kids that he would give them money, but they had to open a business and put it to work. So he went to Fredericksburg and opened Allstat Brewery. Like I said, I'm not positive. That's the story I was told. And during the World Cup a few years ago, they were advertising World Cup matches around the world. They had banners at the games, Allstat beer.
I love stories like that.
That's kind of a cool thing. Even if it's a lie, if somebody lied to me, it doesn't matter because I believe it. And it sounds like a cool story.
Just learned the other day, I do the same thing too. I just learned the other day that Facebook, what's his name?
Zuckerberg?
Yes, thank you. Mark Zuckerberg also came from a somewhat wealthy family, and his father said that he would either buy or pay for him to go to college, or he would pay for him to have a McDonald's franchise, which can net you about like $9 a year if you're a franchisee owner. I think on average is what I heard. So, he's basically trying to say, I'm going to do something to set you up, and it's going to be one of these two things. What kind of life do you want? I should stop here before I get, McDonald's workers yelling at me for what I'm about to say about Zuckerberg. But he just doesn't he look like he could wear that hat and just like fit in. I wouldn't think twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he would blend in.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Yeah, I've gone to McDonald's and there's been some hot workers before, but there have also been some workers that weren't so hot. And I would just think Mark would look fine there. I guess we're doing it on his.
He would probably look better managing a McDonald's than he would testifying in front of Congress.
Might do a little better at it too. Yeah,
that's a fact. Evidently, Michael, cheers. Yep. Pres VP 2014,
Hello,
2024.
sir.
Let's here before we get too far carried away. I'm drinking. Can you see the Lagunitas?
Cluster.
Lagunitas Super Cluster. This is a Citra hopped mega IPA, and it really is. It is a highly hopped IPA out of they're out of California, right? Lagunitas. I think that's right. But it's got a really pretty color. It tastes good too. So here we go. Let's get started, buddy. Cheers. Wait, there we go.
Cheers, sir. So, what's happened to you in the last week then, real estate wise? Has it just been,
No. You can't get off that easy. You send me this cute picture of a dog and you're not going to talk about it?
Oh, yeah. So that dog we're getting, that was taken like 2 days ago. No, a day ago. That was yesterday.
That dog looks like a Disney character, dude.
Yeah, they're known as the teddy bear dogs because they look like teddy bears. So it's what they did is they take a poodle, right? I'm out. Yeah, IPA. It's basically a mix between a mini poodle and a golden retriever, and then a mini poodle and a Labrador retriever, and then they mix those two.
So it's a golden doodle and a Labradoodle mix.
It's called a double doodle. Yeah, mini.
Now
double
I understand. Doodle. Now I understand.
Mom was 17 pounds and Dad was 20 pounds. So
that dog's going to be that small.
Yeah, I've never really liked yapping dogs, but then when I learned it was like a golden retriever lab, mixed with a poodle, I was like, I think I could probably buy onto that. Will not be a yapping dog. I'll pay whatever I need in training. I'll do whatever I need to do. It will not be a yapping dog. But now I can take it on airplanes. That was the reason why.
You've got a hunting dog so that you can evidently hunt squirrels. Sorry, I'm making fun of a dog you don't even have yet. I'm sorry.
Hey man, at least it'll look good.
And yes, my dog is too large to take to most hotels. Even when they're dog-friendly hotels, we found out that they've got to be less than 30 pounds. Really?
Yeah, and on the airplane, it's like 25 is pushing it, but apparently you can do that like under the seat. So
there you go.
That's the plan, my friend.
Real estate. Let me see. Real estate. What have I learned? I had a client just send me a house that was listed for one day and went under contract in their neighborhood out here in Dripping Springs for $221 a foot. This is not an amazing, it's a tract home. Taylor Morrison home, and I'm trying to think. It's about 2,100 square feet, 2,200 square feet. So went under contract at probably north of 460 because it was under listed at 458. And my client moved here 2 years ago this summer into that neighborhood, and they paid 160 for their house a foot, 160 a foot. And that house is, what is that? That's $80 a foot higher than what they paid 2 years ago.
That's 50, real estate, right? Like you're so bad with your client.
50. That's a 50% increase, dude. A 50% increase in 2 years. Right? I'm gonna take credit for it too. I'm gonna say that I sought them out, and all of my clients 2 years ago in real estate, I told them, "Yep, buy now because you're going to double your money, or not double your money, but you're going to increase your money 50% in 2 years."
So, what are your fears then moving forward? Where do you see this going?
Man, I don't see it stopping. That's my fear. I mean,
we're negative 2% in another 5 years. Rates.
I don't see everybody's saying that the rates are going to stay. You're telling me the rates are going to stay. The Fed's saying they're not going to artificially inflate them. So even if rates go back up to 4%, which is where they were last year, who's going to stop buying houses?
What happens if the dollar, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, starts losing value because we've been printing so much?
House values go up even more, and it gets harder to buy one in Dripping Springs, Texas.
But then people don't park their money in our system, and then our rates start going up like crazy.
See, but okay, so let's talk about that. How fast of a turn would that be? Because it's not like you can just, hey, I need my $5 billion back out of your economy.
Hold on a second here.
You're killing me. You need to get out of the
Man,
closet.
I have
Scooter.
this little mini. I have this little mini cube fridge in my office, and I can either turn it on heating or cooling. And I took my beer out, and I'm like, it doesn't seem as cold as it was. And then I just opened it up, and I turned the heater on like 20 minutes ago, so these are just nice and toasty warm now. That's
Good job, buddy. Hey, that's the way you should be drinking lagers anyway.
That's a Monday drinking beer. Yeah, seriously, right? Like they did in the 1800s. All right, cool.
So anyway, and have you learned what the icky shuffle is yet? Oh my God, Michael, would you please get me a link and pop that link in there for this dude so he can understand the history of his team. Anyway, so yeah, but how fast can you pull 5, 10, $100 billion out of out of an economy?
I don't know. I get nervous with this stuff. I mean,
and then it's comparative.
I specialize with helping first-time homebuyers, and they're just kind of getting hosed right now.
Oh, they're getting hammered. It is, and there's people watching right now, I know, that have been trying to get into a house, love Dripping Springs, and just can't do it, and it absolutely sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, it really makes me angry every time I see it. I mean, there's still the new builds, out in the middle of nowhere. That's not entirely true. I mean, I got to stop saying stuff like that, right? We're broadcasting live, but at the end of the day, it's just the options are so limited. It almost feels like we're LA again. But what I don't know is it happening this way everywhere? Is Milwaukee feeling this way? Is Delaware? Is Detroit? I mean, who?
I know that California is having a lot of sales right now because everybody's moving elsewhere in the United States.
My sister, who lives in New York City, she lives in Queens. Apparently, Queens is far enough outside of the main. I know nothing about New York like that. I mean, even though she lives,
I've never been there.
Her value's gone up, but she's going to move to Brooklyn because those values have gone down. And it's like, okay, that probably makes sense in the long run. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on there. But I do know Austin, right? And I mean, I think the average months on inventory, right, or average days on market or whatever is like 36 or something like that. I mean, it's just like,
and that's, but here's the thing: most people don't realize that's skewed high. No, it is, because all around the area, what you have the next time, and maybe if I remember, I'll pull it up and send it to you. But what you have is that includes new builds, and if new builders have inventory, they put it on the market about the time that it goes to stud or possibly a roof. So those things are typically on the market a lot longer than any other houses. So 36 days is skewed high. Go find me a house. Go find me a house that's move-in ready in Austin that's been on the market for longer than a month. I'll buy you a 6-pack if you can find me a house that's move-in ready in Austin that's been on the market for a month.
There's deals that fall apart all the time. I guarantee you there's at least one. No, but
maybe.
No, I hear you. You're right. I had a client the other day make an offer at a $650,000 purchase price. Okay, and that was over asking.
Yep.
And they were one of 16 offers. I mean that
650.
Yeah, that's something I'm used to seeing at 250 or 350.
Yeah, 300, 350. Yeah.
Once you get to the 450, maybe 500 range, that starts teetering down a little bit. Not everybody can afford that. Usually, when you get to that range, the competition is less, right? But man,
yeah, there you go. 2,000 square foot house in Arizona, Gilbert, Arizona, 350 on a 10,000. That's a quarter acre lot for people that don't do math fast in their head or don't know the square footage. No, because people don't know square footage.
Well, if they don't know square footage, then they wouldn't know quarter acre. You have to say, percent acre, right?
What?
Never mind.
25% of an acre?
Yes, I'm just kidding. I was making a joke. It was a bad joke.
Sorry, you caught me. I was being analytical.
I have a 2-year-old, and that 2-year-old has not been sleeping for like 3 days in a row.
Oh, perfect.
It has to do with going to a family's house and anyways,
messing up the routine. But no, I mean, here's the long and short of it. A lot of buyers right now are going to new home builders for the simple reason that they are tired of getting beat up on multiple offers. They're tired of losing deals. And so
No,
they're like, to hell with it. I don't care if the new builder is 10 miles out of the way or 10 miles further or whatever. I just want to know that next summer I'm going to have a house.
pretty
It's
much.
happening.
Yeah.
It's happening in Dripping Springs. I can tell you, man.
If there's no inventory, right? What do you do?
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
supposed to do?
Yep.
But how does the average person, average income? I don't mean person, but literally, if you look up whatever the average income is in the area,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? How do they afford a home these days? It is very disconcerting. I've had several people recently who make great money on their own, but they don't have anyone else to go into a home with, and if they just any other city, maybe not any other city, but plenty of other cities, they'd be fine. Get a big old house. 10 years ago they would have gotten a house here, but not today.
Nope. Michael, that's a good question, and it goes. It's not just Dripping Springs. I mean, you can go. You haven't been here that long, but I mean, Westlake is over in West Austin. It's got great proximity to downtown, but it's always been a highly sought after area because of the school. And so, what Dripping Springs has going for it right now is, as far as everybody's concerned, it is a great school district. And I know right now we've got arguments going on about how great it is, or if it's great, and all the risks and all of that, but when you look at perception, and perception is reality, we have a great school district. We have beautiful land, and there's not a bunch of people out here. So there's a lot of people that are looking for that type of environment. And right now, there's more people looking for that environment because they're tired of being in cities. So they don't want to be in Austin anymore with coronavirus going on. Instead of being on a 7,000 square foot lot, they can come out and get on an acre or maybe a half acre or whatever. But the idea is they're not elbow to elbow. So you've got a huge amount of demand for what's going on out here right now. And there is not much inventory for a lot of reasons. I mean, obviously it's getting bought up. But there's not a lot of inventory out here because historically there haven't been a lot of houses out here, so it's going to take, I thought my camera froze. It's going to take, this is what it's going to take for the prices to come back down in Dripping Springs. If you look at, and I was shown a graph a long time ago by a guy named Mark Graham. He's a realtor. He works with developers, residential developers. And he's got this graph that shows buying, like closed deals and builder inventory. And you've got closed deals are going up, and builder inventory is lagging. And then builder inventory goes and they start building as much as they possibly can. And it shoots up. They're trying to catch up with the demand. And then at some point, demand stagnates or it starts to drop. And builder inventory keeps going up because builders are stupid. They can never, nobody can ever see the end, but they don't know the telltale signs of when the market's changing. And so the demand will start dropping and builder inventory will keep going up until the builders go, oh shit, we overbuilt by 1,000 houses. And then it flattens out and then it stays flat and the prices start to drop because there's no demand and a lot of inventory. So it's a supply and demand thing, but it's always driven by builders. Builders always drive it, and they drive it up because right now they're forcing the prices up because they can. Case in point, I know where was the crap? It's in Lakeway. I can't remember the name of the neighborhood, but it's a little pocket neighborhood inside of Falcon Head. And the builder told me we're raising prices every fourth build. They're doing the same thing in Easton Park. They're raising prices artificially because they can, because nobody has stopped coming through their doors. And right now they can't start houses fast enough,
right?
Because they don't have enough labor to get them built. And so there are builders that are literally raising the price as high as they can to see when the buyers will stop buying.
It's pretty.
And when they find out when the buyers are going to stop buying, they're going to back off of it a little bit until they find the buyer pool again, and then they're just going to hold it level. So that's what's going on right now. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, but the prices aren't going to come down until that happens, until the builders overbuild. And as fast as people are moving here, it ain't gonna happen anytime soon.
What's very interesting is to look at. Are you guys anticipating more developments?
Oh, absolutely. There's 3 on the books right now.
What's actually being predicted Michael, not Michelle, like I did the other time. Sorry about that. What's actually being predicted is a giant triangle. And it's been predicted for years of Austin, San Antonio, um, and help me out here, Dallas Fort Worth, and then Houston,
Houston.
right? And they're
Yeah.
gonna basically there's just this big giant triangle where almost everything will be filled in, and they'll be surrounding. Think of a triangle, being lit up by the sun. Like basically everywhere around it is going to be populated as well.
That's right.
And that's, I mean, it's already started. Disney was prior to the meltdown here. Disney was looking at a new resort here. There was
Yep.
another huge resort they were thinking about. I'm sure they still are actually in a long enough timeline once COVID gets taken care of.
He said, "Thanks, Stephanie."
But what's really, yeah, you're welcome, baby. What's what's really interesting though is to look at what's happening in cities that have had many days of rioting. To the population, or to people moving out, basically. Like you've got cities, like New York, for instance,
I was going to mention that while ago.
lost a lot of
I
people.
was told, again, I never went to verify this, but I was told the New York public school system has lost 200,000 students since the summer. And
Well, I mean,
it's not that they're staying home; they're gone.
look, if you think about moving or going to New York, you're going to go visit New York, right? Where are you going to go to eat? You know what? Let's just walk down the street and see wherever there's a restaurant on every corner, right?
Yeah.
Apparently now, like 60%, last I checked, are permanently out of business.
That's what I've heard. Yep.
That
What does that do to an economy, man?
You lose 10%, and that's an unbelievably catastrophic hit. But
Yep.
50 or 60%.
But now, and real quick, I want you to answer Stacy's question because I don't know where that resort was planned. I thought it was somewhere along the Highland Lakes, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I wouldn't know. That's
okay.
a good question. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I keep my nose in the numbers.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I do know. Yeah, I do remember hearing that Disney was planning something out this way, but I never got more into it. So here's the thing, and this is right along with what you're talking about. So all these people are moving out of New York, and this goes to talk about our local economy. And by the way, I'm going to give you this is a Stacy with Stacy watching. By the way, Michael and Stacy know each other. Stacy and her husband Joe, and Aaron and Melissa, friends of theirs, own 12 Fox Brewing Company out here, or 12 Fox Brewery. Yeah, out here on West Fitzhugh. So
we are fans. Thank you.
Yeah. But anyway, what Shelly showed up.
Kick her out.
I did. Yeah, I'm going to exit her. There is I did a video recently, and I know not everybody watches my videos, but I did a video, and for every house that sells in Texas, okay, every house, the local economy grows by something like $77,000 or $78,000.
Sure, makes sense.
Okay. It does. But now think about it. Dripping Springs this year, I think, closed. I don't want to screw this up, but I think it was 1,200 or 1,300 homes. Is that $80 million? Is my math senses working?
So let me bring this back to a mortgage perspective here.
Okay.
There's actually a thing in appraisals called a positive time adjustment.
Okay.
And you have got to be in a market that has unwaveringly been doing this, right, in home values. If it's doing this, they won't use it. If it's going down, they won't use it. But if a neighborhood is consistently going up and up and up and up in value, what they can do is they will take what a home was listed for, and then what it may have been sold for, or how quickly they're being listed for, higher prices, right? They can see how much they were sold for, obviously.
Yeah.
And so they when the listing price is low and the sales price is higher on a consistent basis, our appraisers can then use a positive time adjustment, right? So let's just say we didn't have more than a month on market, you had 3 months on market, and you started at 250, and we're going up by a certain percentage every month. Well, maybe the appraiser would then say that it was 265, and this market, they've been doing this since I started. I mean, like 7.5, 8 years ago.
I'm not going to get into it, but I had a seller that was absolutely hosed this summer by an appraiser. And actually hosed by 2 appraisers.
Well,
For
out in the middle
the
of
life
nowhere.
of me, Belterra. Yeah, exactly, dude. Lost my damn mind.
May I ask if the lenders were local?
They were,
What the hell?
dude. I turned 2 appraisers into Trek this summer for not doing their job. I You just cut yourself off, by the
Yeah,
way. That
I
was
know.
pretty
I got
funny.
it.
Michael, I'll double check that stat, but yeah, I think it was over 1,200 houses that have, that are going to close year to date or by the end of the year. I'll double check that. But I had an appraiser actually tell me that their job was to make sure that that appreciation didn't increase too rapidly. I about choked her. If I could have reached through my phone, I would have choked her. I've my buyers, I mean my sellers ended up losing out on about $12,000.
Yeah, but you did turn her in, right?
Yeah, yeah,
The job is not supposed to slow or to slow down anything.
correct.
It's just to respond to whatever the market's
Yep.
actually doing.
She told me my clients put in luxury vinyl plank floors, which is what everybody is putting in now in $800,000-$900,000 homes.
Yeah.
She told me that those weren't considered an upgrade because they were vinyl. That they could have put sheet vinyl down and it would have been the same thing.
Oh, we're not talking 80s vinyl. That's unbelievable.
No, like I said, anyway, I don't want to dwell on that because it makes me mad every time.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So anyway, and by the way, everybody needs to know this. If you have a swimming pool, the cheapest way to put a swimming pool in is to buy a house with it. You're never going to get more than about $40,000 in value from an appraiser on a swimming pool, just so you know. And my clients were aware of that. We discussed that, but I just want everybody to know that.
But now, what if it's on Lake Travis and it's an infinity pool and there's like 3 different sections and it looks like a resort?
Well, you might get 50% of what it costs to put it in. Because I've got a client.
It cost me $2 million to put in.
It's not going to cost you $2 million. If it costs you $2 million to put in, you might get $200,000 in value. I was going to say 50. I was going to say 50%. Because people put in nice pools with grottos and stuff like that, cost them a couple $100,000. You might get 75 or 80,000 in credit for it.
All right,
but you ain't gonna get what you put in. A pool will never pay off ever.
What does pay off, Chris?
Kitchen, bath, and land.
Land.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that. Well, I guess in Austin. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. That makes sense.
Stacy still wants a swimming pool. Stacy, you better be ready to live in that sucker till you die.
So, I can actually help with the financing of those suckers. The problem they have is they won't do any of I've ever found. The pool builders won't actually do any. Yes, saw that. Yeah. The pool builders won't do any financing really. So, they want $60,000 for their pool.
Yeah,
how are you going to pay, right? If you wanted to do a cash out refinance, the rates are fantastic right now. Take some money out of your equity, and if I can get the rate a little bit lower, you might not even have a different payment, and you'd have a pool. So that's kind of fun right now. That's a really good one.
Average price for a house with a pool, Michael, the one that I sold this summer, should have sold for $450. That was in Belterra, 2,400 square feet on a good sized corner lot, probably pretty close to a 10,000 square foot lot. 450. At the time when I put it on the market, I was shouting the fact that it had a pool from the rooftops because it was the cheapest house that I had seen in Dripping Springs this year with a swimming pool. So there you go.
I'm trying to find an email that I got earlier.
It's usually, and Michael, it all depends on the house and where it is, because I mean, I know last year that there were several that sold, 350 to 375. They were older houses built in the 70s. But again, it depends on the house, because again, you're just not getting much value for the swimming pool, regardless of what the swimming pool looks like. So it's more dependent on the house.
Hey, so can I change the subject real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the frustrations from a lending perspective is that the rules keep changing. Like,
oh yeah,
all the time, like almost monthly, but not monthly, but it seems like that way. And there are limits to how much we can lend before loans become other kinds of loans. And the new conforming loan amount is going to change again in
Oh yeah, it went up to 528 and change.
548 to
Oh,
50.
548. Okay.
Um,
And
when
it
I
had been 517.
well, when basically what that means is any dollar amount above that you borrow, you're going to be in a jumbo loan. It's treated very differently. Um, but yeah, when I started, it was 417, and then it jumped to four something else, 450 something. Then it was God. It's probably jumped four times in the last 5 or 6 years that I've been
Yeah.
working. This will be the fifth time, I believe. And I mean, hey, that inflation's going up. Everything's going up right now.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But
And like everything else, if there's a lack of supply, everything
yeah,
else
but
has to change. How?
this is what I thought of when I saw that. We got this on November 24th. We were being told that January 1st is when those limits are increasing, right? Well, anybody that's doing a second mortgage should, if they can, hold off to close until the first of January, so they can include that extra $38,000
Yeah.
on their main mortgage, which trust me, with a lower interest rate than the second mortgage, it'll actually save you a lot of money. So
Yeah, a ton.
if you're able to extend, even if it costs you a little bit, I would do that. That's my 2 cents. There you go. We've
Okay.
got to tie this into to mortgage somehow, right?
And so again, in a nutshell, without me disrupting you, because we'll go ahead and pull this off or pull this out and upload it as a separate video. Tell us again why, if you're about to pull out a second mortgage, if you're doing 80-15-5 or a 90-10-10 or something like that, or even refi, why would you wait to close after January 1st? Go.
So yeah, you would wait to close after January 1st if you were doing a second mortgage, because after January 1st, 2021, right around the corner, people, the limits for what you can borrow on a conventional mortgage will change from $510,400 to $548,250. So roughly like 38,000 bucks. And if you don't have to put that 38,000 in a second mortgage, that means your interest rate's almost half, right? When you put it in your primary mortgage. So I would, if you're right now, it's November. I'm sorry, yeah, it's November 30th. So what, a month and a couple days, and then you get to close. So if you can delay that closing to the first of the year, that would be worth it.
Put it off. Yep, absolutely.
In that sense, if you
Yeah.
got a second mortgage.
Well, and again, and that's the reason, and people may not know, and I'll stop that other video there, but people may not know what I'm talking about an 80-15-5 or a 90-10-10, something like that. So the second mortgage, explain how that works, because the second mortgage is always going to carry a interest rate premium, correct?
Yes, it's funny. I often get a question, hey, what if I got a personal loan and brought that? Would that be good to use for the down payment? Right? Like, it's clever, right? It's clever. Um, Actually, second mortgage is kind of looked at the same way. You just can't
Yeah.
use it for the closing costs, use it for the down payment, right? So a second mortgage is looked at as cash. Now, if you did take a loan out to pay for the closing costs, right, I would have to then consider that monthly payment that you now have against your debt to income ratio. So it could
Right.
actually hurt you quite a bit. But if you don't have the money, that's an option, right? But a second mortgage um, is basically considered cash. So let's say you're a first time home buyer, you're doing a conventional home loan. That's 3% down is minimum for a first time home buyer. Okay, and then you get a 17% second mortgage. Okay, well if you're putting the 3% down in cash and you've got 17% second loan cash, right? It's considered cash. That means it looks like you've put 20% down. So now we waive your mortgage insurance. That's the reason you'd want to do a second mortgage. Now, usually when I do a second mortgage on a very expensive home, let's say like a six, seven, $800,000 home, it can be $50 to $150 less per month to do a second mortgage than it would be to do a jumbo loan or to do
Mhm.
more money down kind of thing. So it can make a lot of sense. Uh, I specialize in first time home buyers though, and that's an under 350
Yeah.
30% maximum. So
Yeah.
it's not exactly something I run into all the time.
Right. I want to circle back to this. Stacy had asked, and I just happen to know a little bit about this. So if you're doing a vacation rental, short term rental for your home, swimming pools are extremely advantageous. Um, Stacy, I've got a lady that I know who's a realtor that manages vacation rentals on Lake Travis. And if somebody comes to her with a property to manage that does not have a pool, in order for her to manage it, she mandates that they put in a swimming pool, even if it's lakefront, doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
She said that on the lake, that a swimming pool is $25,000 to $30,000 a year difference between having a pool and not having a pool. So she makes them. I mean, hell, that's a good return on your money. If you put in a $75,000 pool and you can pay it off in 3 years, that's a good ROI. So yeah, if somebody comes to her to manage a property, it has to have a swimming pool, or else she won't take it.
Do you know what that would do to your insurance costs? By the way, my father was a liability lawyer, so of course it's the first place I go to.
I'm sure it goes up. So but that's why they have insurance, right?
Touche.
And if you're making another 25 to 30,000 a year, so it takes you 3.5 years to pay off your pool.
You don't care. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
You're fine.
Right, I'll shut up.
You're fine. No, I'm just, just pointing it out. But anyway. All right, man. Talk about scatter shooting today, dude. We're 35 minutes in. Let's cut this short. What's Stacy saying? Who wants a vacation without a pool? I would rather have a hot tub personally, just me. But
some of those crazy people that want to like climb Mount Everest or that kind of stuff. It's really you. Okay, so
that's me.
I want somebody bringing me a drink, little umbrella, beer. It's actually beer 2.5 on this show, but
so that makes it 3.
So far. Yeah.
Michael, I want to know what you're drinking. I know you got a beer. But anyway, let's go ahead and cut this off till next week. And I kind of like the free flow today. That was pretty good.
We didn't have anything planned today.
Yeah, but we got to some information there.
We'll have more soon. We're gonna have a new president soon, whenever that gets 100% decided. But I think it has basically. So
pool and a hot tub, yes, Stacy.
we got a lot going on. We got a brand new year and a lot's happening. In fact, a lot's happening this week. So maybe we'll have a lot to talk about the next week.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, Michael. All right, guys, that is it. If you've got questions that you want answered, obviously these guys know that you can definitely line up questions and ask us live, and we'll get to them. Or if you want to let us know during the week, my number is 512-736-1703. And Steven's number is 512-497-3742. You can find me on social media everywhere, Dripping Springs Home Team. I'm pretty much everywhere. You can find Steven on Facebook and YouTube now, right?
Yeah, I barely started doing YouTube, but I will continue. Yes.
Are you uploading these videos to YouTube yet?
You know what? I have lost the link. You sent it in the very beginning.
All right, I'll send you a link because this one will make 9 videos in there now.
So then I'm about 8 overdue, I think.
Okay, there you go. You got the first one in there.
I have a little work to do.
All right, man. Okay, guys, till next week, y'all have a great rest of your week. Don't forget, tomorrow is, I forget what it's called. It's like Donate Tuesday, or basically go find, I guess Facebook's doing a matching thing where if you donate tomorrow, they'll match a certain amount to your nonprofits, your charities. Yep. I know Texas A&M, the Capital City A&M Club is doing a matching wait, my wife, I didn't know if she was talking to me or not. Oh, okay. Yeah, Capital City A&M Club is doing a matching for donations tomorrow. Here locally, Foster Village is doing has a matching program if you want to donate locally. So does Big Love Cancer Care, which if y'all don't know about Big Love Cancer Care, that is an amazing program that takes care of families that have kids that have cancer diagnosis, and as they're going through their treatments and stuff like that, they do a lot of amazing stuff for the families, and they're actually in Houston and in Austin right now.
Let me give you a shout out, by the way.
For what?
Publicly, right? I already thanked you privately, but my 2-year-old is on the autism spectrum, Luke. Yep. And for my birthday this year on the 11th of November, I asked people on Facebook to donate to Autism Speaks, and Chris actually donated. I was very, very happy to see it. So thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. If people know me and my wife, they know that we like to give, and we actually make plans for giving so we can do stuff like that. So definitely my pleasure.
It meant a lot. So thank you very much.
That's it. Do it all from Facebook, Shelly's saying, for Give Tuesday. Click on the links so Facebook will help match. So evidently Facebook's got, see, there you go.
That works. Yeah.
Zuckerberg's got enough money. He can help everybody, right?
Yeah. Buy several McDonald's franchises at this point, I'm sure.
That's right. Yeah. He owns McDonald's.
You. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
All right, guys. So, yep. Take care of your local peeps, drink local, spend money local, take care of your charities locally. That's all good stuff. All right, man. Cheers, guys. See y'all next week.